Okay, so week 4, Indianapolis Colts travel to Seattle to play the Seahawks Sunday Night Football. So this should definitely this should definitely be a good one. Although I don't think it's necessarily going to be that competitive. I do think the Seahawks are going to win this one pretty easily. I kind of think if you remember last year's game when the Panthers came to town and the Seahawks, I believe I think the score was 40-7. The Seahawks won by. I think it's going to be somewhat similar to that, and I'm not too worried about this. I mean, our offense showed up in the second half of last week's game, and in my Titans video, I basically said as far if we lose the game, but as far as our offense shows up, I won't be as discouraged, and I'm not too discouraged because we've seen that our offense can do stuff, and I think the play calling that happened in the second half of that game is just I think we just got to start calling. We just have to start calling games like that even from the get-go, the first half and stuff. The running game didn't really get going too much last week either. So still Seattle's still going to kind of try to get to look at trying to get that going here hopefully in this game. But I'm not too worried about it. It doesn't matter where the primetime game is. Wherever Seahawks are on primetime, it seems like they always show up. Even last year when they were on the road in New England, they played very well and they even won the game last year in New England. Actually, the only team last season to beat the Patriots while Tom Brady was their starting quarterback. So as far as this game goes, Andrew Luck is out. Doug Baldwin is questionable. Hopefully Doug Baldwin can play. If not, I'm sure the Seahawks will still win this game even without Doug Baldwin. But it would be nice to have Doug Baldwin there because he's a great receiver, and obviously Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin have great chemistry together. It just seems like their minds are always in the right place. They work together very well. So it kind of sucks that Andrew Luck's not playing. The Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck only faced once, and that was 4 years ago. In Indianapolis, that game was, I think the Seahawks lost that game by either 4 or 5 points, so that one was a close game. It sucks that he's not playing because Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck only get to face off every 4 years since they're in different conferences. So it would be nice if Andrew Luck was playing, but he's out. I think the Colts are actually gonna start giving him reps this week and having him practice, but he's probably not gonna play for a while. Maybe some people have even said they might not even play him at all this season, might just give him the whole season off, which who knows, that might be for the best just to make sure he's not going to get injured anymore. So Jacoby Brissett's going to be their quarterback. Jacoby Brissett played pretty well last week against the Cleveland Browns. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be that competitive. I think the Seahawks are actually probably going to win this one pretty. I don't think it's going to be close. I think the Seahawks have this game. I think the Seahawks defense is going to hold the Colts down to quite a bit. I'm not saying the Colts aren't going to be able to put any points up on the board. They might put some points up, but I think the Seahawks are probably. I think the Seahawks score over 30-some points in this game. I think they're really going to be motivated, and I know they're 1-2 right now. And the last time the Seahawks were 1-2 was 2015. They ended up finishing that season 10-6. But let me just pull the Seahawks schedule here real quick. I just want to see something. Hopefully, also let me check if the Rams have a bye this week. I don't think the Rams have a bye this week. What would suck is I don't want the Rams to win this week because I don't want them to stay in first place. But let me just check the Seahawks schedule. I just want to see who we're all playing after the Colts. I just totally forget. Oh, we actually play the Rams after the Colts. Okay, that'll be a good one. Let me just see who the Rams are playing here. Let's see, Los Angeles Rams. Oh, the Rams play the Cowboys this week, so I think the Cowboys can beat the Rams, especially since they're playing in Dallas. So I think the Rams will probably lose this week, and if the Seahawks can win the game, be tied for first place there. And then obviously we play the Rams on October 8th, the week after this Sunday. So I think if the Seahawks win this game and they go on to win against the Rams and stuff, let me just look at the rest of the games here because I just kind of want to see what's all coming up. So yeah, they got I'm still on the Rams. Let's see. I should have done this before. Then they have the New York Giants, which I'm not too worried about the Giants. I think with our defensive line, when the Seahawks go and play the Giants, we're going to just get to Eli Manning pretty well. The Texans, we're playing the Texans in Seattle after the Giants, but that pass rush, the Seahawks offensive line is going to need to show up for that because that pass rush might murder Russell Wilson. Seahawks are in a good place right now, I think. As far as their offense, he's playing like they were doing. I know the defense let up some big plays last week. I think that's just a little blip on the radar. I don't think the defense is going to play like that every week. Also, I think you have to give some credit to the Titans. I don't think the Titans are getting the credit they deserve. Like I said in my last video, I was talking about how the Jaguars, the Texans, and even the Colts were getting all this offseason coverage and stuff, and it seems like just no one was giving the Titans any like credit or anything. And like the Titans are a team on the rise, and I really do think the Titans are going to win the AFC South this year. And I think Titans have the best core. Andrew Luck's out right now. So I guess the best quarterback in that division would be Andrew Luck. But when Andrew Luck's not playing, it's Marcus Mariota. And I don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to do yet. Obviously, he's still a rookie, so we'll have to see. And Blake Bortles, who played well last game, I don't know. We'll have to see what eventually comes up with Blake Bortles. But I think the Titans win the South. So I think you have to give credit to the Titans in that game. The Titans came up ready to play. They showed up in the second half, just like the Seahawks showed up in the second half. Unfortunately, though, the Seahawks just weren't able to come from behind. Obviously, the game ended with 12. It's like, how do you have 12 men on the field in that punt situation, man? It's like, it's penalties. You got to love them. A lot of penalties. A lot of Richard Sherman doing some interesting things last game, too. But like I said, I think this game, the Seahawks win rather easily. I really like the way our offensive line played last week. I think if our play calling just kind of stays the way... our play calling, it seems like whenever we give Russell Wilson the reins to do things, he starts doing things. And the other interesting thing, and this is a stat, this is the fourth time in Russell Wilson's career he's thrown over 350 yards, and all 4 times the Seahawks have lost. So I think that kind of like, it's almost like whenever Russell Wilson has all those stats, because the Seahawks are losing by so much, they just have to start like throwing the ball and only throwing the ball, and that they just always seem to come up short. You guys remember that one game? I think it was the year that they went to the Super Bowl 49 against the Patriots. It was that season. It was right after they traded Percy Harvin. Russell Wilson had like almost 400 yards passing, and he had like 100 yards rushing too. And the Seahawks ended up somehow losing that game. So it's almost like whenever the Seahawks are down big, Russell Wilson starts showing off. But hopefully the Seahawks will win this game. I think they'll win it. Even ESPN giving the Seahawks an 89% chance of winning. It should be a fun game. It's primetime. NBC. It's going to be in Seattle. It's going to be loud. Obviously, I'm not going to be there, but I'll be watching on the TV. And that's the one cool thing about it when you watch it on the TV, whether it's a game in Kansas City, Seattle, or any of the other loud stadiums in the NFL or even college football. It's fun how you can kind of hear the crowd noise through the TV. There's some game, like I was watching a Chargers game on the TV this past weekend, and I'm just like, dude, there's no one there. Like, it seemed like every time the Chiefs did something, there were more people cheering for Kansas City than there were for Los Angeles, and they were playing in LA. But I don't know. I'm glad that Seattle has a great fan base at their stadium. It's nice to see that. Not every team. I mean, the Seahawks are lucky. Not every team has a great fan base like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think about last game. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Do you agree with me? Do you think we're gonna blow them out? Like I said, I'm not saying that the Colts aren't gonna be able to put up any points on the board, but I think the Seahawks are usually. At least they should score at least 30-some points in this game. And I'm also hoping. I'm hoping for a bounce-back game, and I'm hoping that the Rams lose as well, just so we can be we can be tied for first place there. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and go Hawks.